Hello folks, I'm Scott Grove, Dr. Groovy of GroovyMusicLessons.com. As you can tell by the title, doing Brooks and Dunn, Neon Moon. Going to do the album cut. Reason I bring that up is because every live version that I have researched has been different than the album and have been different from each other. So I'm going to play it and teach it exactly like it is on the album and in the same location on the neck as in the album. How do I know these things? I do research, okay? Today's lesson is brought to you by the 1987 PV Dynabass. Extremely groovy bass that has been forgotten for some reason. Active and just as groovy as it gets. White, classy, PV. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do it the actual album version, and there are parts in here that never made it to a live stage, which are actually my favorite parts of the whole thing. And there are parts that made it to the stage in different formats that were not on the album. Of course, everything evolves and devolves. So some of the changes for on stage I enjoy better than the album. Some of the changes not so much. So again, exactly as it was recorded. Okay, stay groovy, and here we go. Okay, thanks for sticking around, and let's get into this. Again, doing strictly the album version, the original album version. I will show you the variations that several different bass players that they have used have tossed in there. Nobody plays it like the album version when they're playing it live. Why? Things change, okay? That's it. But I'll show you the other parts so you can do as you wish, okay? So what we have here is the key of A. Everything is played starting here at the 5th fret on the low E string, so yes, that means we are in A. Okay, everything in here is identical, okay, except for we change one note every other time, meaning what we have is this. So we added one extra note the second time around. It does that every single time. It does one time with 3 notes, one time it does it with 4 notes because we're doubling up on that second note. Okay, this is done with what's called a cha-cha beat, and we have what's called a push beat in there as well, where we're doing a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the second note does not land on a 2 like the bass normally would. It lands like on the end of that. So you got the... Okay, so you can hear that lag going on there, which is what makes it what it is. Very cool. Few tunes out there that do this, and that's what gives it that cha-cha thing. What we're doing is, again, 5th fret, low E, while we are in A. And we go from the 5th fret on the low E to the 4th fret of the A string and to the 7th fret of the A string. And that's it. Okay, so every other time that second note will get 2 actual hits on it. The bass drum does 2 hits every single time. Why? Because it does. But the bass only plays 1 note the first time and then both notes the second time. So when we are in A, when it goes to D, we just drop straight down. Exactly the same thing, 5th fret, 4th fret, and 7th fret, but we're on the A and D string. So you can tell we have that double hit again the second time around. Back to A. Okay, so of course we will stay on each of these sections as long as the verse and the chorus requires. When we go to E, it's going to be the exact same as the D, but moved up 2 frets, so we're on the A string, 7th fret. Then we're going to the 6th fret on the D and 9th fret on the D. Okay, so that's how it goes for the verses. There is one change up and one change up only for the album version when we get to the chorus. But we'll go ahead and get these verses out of the way. There will be backing tracks for you at the end of the song. I will play through them one time without talking, and then you'll get a special version, which I'm going to be using throughout the song. But it has the drums at 100% volume, the acoustic guitar at 100% volume, and that is it. Everything else is there, you know, the vocals and the guitars and so forth, but they are all the way back to 20% in volume. It's just so you have a little bit of something there to let you know where you're at in the song. Okay, so let's go from the beginning of this. You know the song. If you don't, go listen to it 20 times on the album version. And so again, every single time we do this on any chord section that we're in with A, D, or E, the second time around it hits that second note twice. Okay, so it does it on all of them during the verses. On the choruses it does as well, except for one section. Okay, so here we go from the beginning, and we have a count in. 2, 3, 4. So what's going on there? When we go to the chorus, we're going to the D, E. Okay, we do that double thing on there because it's the second time around. It doesn't have to be the second time around on the same chord. Okay, so we're doing it D, okay. Now, here's the special part on the chorus, is it does that like 3 times, back and forth from the D to the E, D, E. The second time it goes up to the E, we have a cool little lick. Nobody in the live band, none of the players, ever do this lick live. And I think it's the coolest part of the song as far as bass goes. And it's... Okay, so you have this. Okay, so what that little bass lick is. Again, so cool. And not one single person that plays in the live shows, look them up, they never play it. But on the album, 100% of the time, every single chorus, all three choruses, do that. Okay, so an integral part of the one you've heard a million times. Okay, that lick, when we get up to the E, we only hit the E once. Then we go on the D string. Okay, which is going from the D string at the 9th fret, hammering on to the 11th fret. Then a pull off back to 9. Now we're going on the A string for the rest of it, which is 11. You can do it all as a slide down or a hammer, a pull off and a slide down. And that's 11, 9, 7. So we have, okay, I like to actually hit at the 5th fret at the end of this E thing. I hit almost all of them that time with my fingers. Okay, so the chorus is this every single time in the song. Again, on the album version, it is. Okay, so that's the only part that deviates from anything throughout the entire song. So most of you can leave now because that is the entire song. You just know the song and play along with it. Okay, so again, it's just, once again, that is from 9 to 11 on the D string, back to 9. A string for the rest, which is 11, 9, 7. Then we go back to the D for the next chord. Then our double. Then A. Okay, and I get confused as well as anybody, and sometimes I hit the root note twice instead of the second note, which is the third of a chord. But yeah, it happens. They're called oopses, or blue notes is what I like to call them. Oops, I blew that one. Okay, so from the beginning all the way until the end, that is about as much training as you're going to need. Very easy song. And then I will actually tell you what the other people do that makes a difference live, so you can have the choice of what you want to do, or a choice. You don't have to do any of them if you don't want, just do this. Okay, so here is the song in its entirety with me shutting up. Okay, on the regular album version, it does simply fade out. Okay, on the one thing, if you want to know how long that takes during the pause, you broken dreams dancing out of the beams. 4, 5, 6, 7. You can count it that way, or to 3 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 of a neon moon. Okay, so there's actually 7 counts. You can count them 4 and 3, or count 7, but that's when it shuts up and everybody should shut up. So I made it through without, well, I made one little tiny hiccup where I didn't play a double note near the end. Okay, so that's how the whole thing goes. Before I set you loose on the same backing track, what happens on a chorus on these songs is the difference. Okay, there is a build-up where the whole band does when it's going to the chorus, and sometimes the live bass players do it. They're okay, and let's see if I can find the chorus real quick. Right there. Okay. And again, what they do is from the 5th fret of the low E string, or A, they go to the, okay, to the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret on the A string. And makes sense because the rest of the band does it. Okay, so that in there would be like this. Okay, the other way they do it, make sure I'm at. Okay, we're almost at it. So the other way is to double that up. Okay, so same thing, you're just playing double time. Okay, I've heard it from a couple different bass players both ways. So here it is with that. Okay, so those are the differences. And again, like I said, some other people are doing open A and open D. Which is open A, 4th fret, then 2 and 4 on the D. Just 2 actually. Then when they go to the E, just the same thing we're doing, or and then the lick is, which is 6, 4, 6, 4, 2, then to the D. Okay, so some of the people do play it open like that, but I 100% guarantee you that the way I have taught you is exactly correct. So all the tabs online are incorrect in some way, and all of the YouTube videos where people are doing demos of them playing along with the song are incorrect. I have yet to find a correct one. Some are really bad, some are close, but you're the only one that's going to get it right if you plan on doing it. There are 1 or 2 things that call themselves a lesson, but they are not. So this is the only lesson as of January 1st, 2021. Happy New Year's to y'all. And I will shut this bass down volume-wise, and I will pantomime it while you simply get the backing track. This is the microphone on the camera. That's why the audio is so flipping amazing. So take that into account. Okay, here comes the 4 count, and this one's all you guys. Okay, if you get lost, just listen, or you can look at where I'm playing again with the volume off. Here we go. Okay, so that's how she goes. Hope you did well. If not, well, run her back. Keep on going. Groovy tune and a little harder to keep track of than you would think. Correct? Correct. And again, don't forget the other parts used in the live version, just in case you want to do so. Check out some live stuff on YouTube and see if it interests you at all. And I did show you the only variations that I was able to pick up on in the live versions. So, happy playing, happy thumping, and I'll catch you on the next one again. Happy New Year, folks. Stay groovy. I already am. Bye-bye.